This was the video that I was dreading, but I knew was coming. Today's biggest news out of the NFL and out of Tampa. Lavonte David is retiring after 14 phenomenal seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like I said, I knew this day was coming, and I knew this video was coming, but it is unbelievable that he had this amazing career, and it was all with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But shout out to Lavonte David. This is him at his press conference. He got a standing ovation in the press conference, and he was really emotional, and we're going to talk about it today. But yes, Lavonte David is retiring from the NFL. My name is Reid Bartkus. You're watching Bucs Breakdown by Chat Sports. Thank you for watching today. And before we get on with the rest of the show, I just want to start off with thank you, Lavonte David, for everything you have done for the team, for the city, for the game of football, honestly, because he is one of the best linebackers that we were talking about it in the office today, trying to think about, the better linebackers over the career. And, he's stuck with the guys in the beginning of his career with the hard hitting, and then now he's with the end of his career with, the guys like Fred Warner and stuff, and he still kept top 5 linebacker in the NFL in every season. So make sure to hit your 54s down in the comment section. Show him some love. If he somehow comes across this video, if he's searching up his name to see what people are saying about his retirement, maybe he comes across this video, make sure he sees how much support he has from the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. All right, just sort of soaking it in, Lavonte David is officially retired, and it is crazy to even think about, he's not going to be on the team next year, which is unbelievable. But, what a career from this guy. He ties Derek Brooks with the season tackle record for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, the total franchise record in tackles, 17-14. And then 177 TFLs, 42.5 sacks. The guy was a takeover master. If you look at this stat, which is I just love from Josh, Lavonte David is one of 5 players in the last 35 seasons with 40-plus sacks and 35-plus takeaways. Others, Jason Taylor, Junior Seau, Ray Lewis, and Brian Urlacher. That is great names to be in company with. And he's up there with Derek Brooks, man. When you think about the best linebacker in Bucs history, you got to go with Derek Brooks with everything that he was about, just the domination that he had in that amazing defense. But, he's right up there with him. And I think the edge goes to Derek Brooks just for the immense career that he had. But, Lavonte, dude, he is one of the best linebackers in Bucs history. And he will go down in the Ring of Honor. He will go down in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame conversations, I said this in the short that I did, if you guys saw, they need to start right now. He needs a gold jacket immediately. When you stay with a whole team for one whole career in one team, that is very, very impressive. It means that everyone in that franchise backs you. You back them. You're a good person. And, he was at his press conference, and he mentioned that he's very excited to be in the Buccaneers Ring of Honor. At his press conference, he was like, the Glazers were sort of in the front there, and he was like, oh, I'd be very excited. And he was like, hey, bring me in, come on. So I think he was a little bit more excited to talk about the Ring of Honor more than Hall of Fame. They asked him a question at his press conference. And if you haven't seen the press conference, please go ahead and do so. He was very emotional, talked about his parents a lot, talked about his experiences, his relationships with all his teammates there and stuff like that. So, but he was just like, hey, somebody asked him a question, is Hall of Fame, are you thinking about that? And he was like, I don't really know how it happens, and I'm just kind of there. But asked about the Ring of Honor, he loves the Bucs, man. He wants to be in the Bucs Ring of Honor. And we know he was a huge part in winning Super Bowl 55 against the stinky Kansas City Chiefs. And the leadership and just that he was the quarterback of that defense. And losing a guy like that, it's tough, but it's bittersweet. When you hold Patrick Mahomes to 53% completion percentage, 270 yards through 2 picks, and 0 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes throws 0 touchdowns in a Super Bowl, one of his worst Super Bowl performances in a career, and it was all, not all Lavonte David, but he was a huge part in that, and we're going to really miss that. And you got to face reality. We love Lavonte, but he said it himself. it's next up for the next generation. He was very back and forth of if he was going to come back or not, but I think he sort of found it was time, and I think we agree it was time. This was the first season last season where it was sort of like a little bit of a decline physically. I mean, obviously, the mental is still there. He's still an insane leader in the locker room and on the field, but it was sort of a, Father Time is knocking on his door, and he could probably have played one more year, but I think he sat down with himself, sat down with loved ones, and was like, all right, it's time. And he's ready to move on. It was actually very emotional. He was talking about, he's ready to be a dad to his daughter, and it's just so great. He's just, what a Buccaneer, and my favorite story, and then actually, this is perfect. Thank you, producer Colin. What is your favorite Lavonte David memory? Like, what is when you think of Lavonte David, your favorite thing? Maybe it's a play, maybe it's the Super Bowl, maybe it's him, just, I don't know. There's a lot of them. I picked 6, but like my favorite memory is if you guys watched the documentary on Amazon Prime. They talk about there's a silhouette in the facility and it's of Lavonte David, and you got to go through the test of, is this guy going to be, what it means to be a Buccaneer? And he talked about that in his press conference, and he said, "Oh, it lit a little bit of a fire under his butt of like." Well, I got to keep myself accountable because if they're putting a silhouette of me, the future generation coming in trying to be like Lavonte David, he's got to help out a little bit. But the guy is absolutely unbelievable, and he is what resembles a Buccaneer and will for the rest of his life because he is a Buck for life. But let me know your favorite Lavonte David memory in the comments section, please. I want to know. All right, coming up, what do we do now? That's sort of the question, right? We lose our main guy on defense, the guy that we've been looking to since forever. And now what do we do? Because I think we kind of saw, the foreshadowing a little bit of this was kind of coming because some notable defensive signings. Alex Anzalone was the big one where I went, oh, that might mean Lavonte David is gone. And then A'Shawn Robinson on the defensive line, Al-Qadim Muhammad, another linebacker, and then Christian Roseboom yesterday. I was like, oh, man, all right. And then today, obviously, press conference, and it's like, it's time for Lavonte to retire. But now we look at this linebacker group and it looks a bit different without Lavonte David in there. I was making this depth chart before this video, and I was just like, oh, man, like I had to erase his name, and it did not feel good. But, Alex Anzalone, Servassier Dennis, I think he can take a step forward this year. I don't think he's a terrible linebacker. Maybe just needs to get his feet under himself and really work hard in terms of getting that next level and becoming a better linebacker. And then Yaya Diaby, he's going to be the captain of this defense, I'm sure. Al-Qadim Muhammad, it's a good addition, but I think it seems like the Bucs knew Lavonte David was gone, and they made these signings, and they've probably have a couple guys on their draft board of, we know he was kind of done. I think it was hey, maybe he comes back and mentors these guys, but I think they knew the signing was kind of on the wall of, he's done. But what does this mean for the NFL draft now? Because do we have the same draft targets on the board right now as we did with Lavonte David, or does anything change? Personally, I don't think anything changes because of what I just said. I think they already knew Lavonte was gone. So the team needs still our edge rusher, outside linebacker, and inside linebacker as well, because if you don't trust Servassier Dennis, or if you just want some depth back there, you could, inside linebacker is still a need. Tight end, cornerback, and offensive line depth more. But if I were to put out my draft targets after Lavonte David retires, nothing really changes except for, I had Jordan Tyson in there as a, kind of a wild card, but I think now we more focus on the defense. I have Kenyon Sadiq in there because if he is there at 15, you take him. He is my number one offensive target at 15 if you're not going to go defense. But Akeem Mesidor, the defensive end out of Miami, he has been mocked a lot to the Buccaneers, especially Daniel Jeremiah. C.J. Allen, he has been mocked to the Buccaneers as well. He would the inside linebacker out of Georgia, obviously Kenyon Sadiq, Keldrick Folk, the DN out of Auburn. I mean, Jermon McCoy is a brand new one on this list. Daniel Jeremiah, he compares him to Stephon Gilmore. He's a guy that, a very lengthy corner. He's a 6 foot and can go up and get the ball and tracks the ball very well. But if you want to go corner at 15, if he's there, I would be okay with that as well. But those are your draft targets right now after Lavonte David retires, and we'll see what happens in the draft. I got you covered, so make sure you hit that sub button. But I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Lavonte David, for everything you've done for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the fans, the community, just the game of football. I mean, thank you so much. This is a great, artistic graphic from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he means the world to this fan base and this team, and congrats on an insane and phenomenal 14-year career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and enjoy retirement. And he did say in his press conference he would love to come back and either be a scout or a coach or mentor, somewhere around there, something involved in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But right now he's very excited to take a little bit of time off and enjoy retirement. So thank you, Lavonte David, for everything you have done. All right, that's all I have for you on today's show. A little bit of a doom because Lavonte David is no longer on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a Buck for life, but he is no longer on the roster for next year. We'll see what happens in 2026. I've got you covered, so make sure you hit that sub button right now. Free daily Bucs fun content for you to consume. And without further ado, producer Cullen, fire the cannons.